This afternoon on the Rockbridge Report.
Some residents complain trash pickup in Buena Vista is moving backwards since Rockbridge County made a change.
And the Rockbridge Report has exclusive interviews with a Capitol Hill legislative assistant who was within blocks of the D.C. Naval Yard shooting on Monday.
And kids around Lexington cleaned up at Saturday's Pie Festival. Welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Laura Lindsay Tatum.
And I'm Sarah Jean Vallon.
Employees of the Navy Yard in Washington returned to work this morning. One of those employees has ties to Rockbridge County. The brother of Rockbridge County District Court Judge Gordon Saunders was among the many who escaped the carnage. The judge would not comment on his brother, but confirmed that he was in the Navy Yard at the time of the shooting and was unharmed. Meanwhile, a more complete profile of shooter Aaron Alexis is emerging. Aaron Alexis was carrying a military contractor ID when he entered the base on Monday morning and opened fire in the central atrium, ultimately killing 12 and injuring 8. Rockbridge Report spoke to Legislative Assistant Nick Morrison, who lives a block away from the Navy Yard and witnessed Monday's tragic events.
It's kind of really surreal. We didn't realize how serious the situation was until we realized how large the death toll was, I would say. And so for the most of the day, we were just kind of watching the news coverage and couldn't believe that it was just like a block over.
Officials say Alexis had been hearing voices and experiencing bouts of paranoia in recent months. He also had 2 prior gun-related offenses on his record. Alexis's mother spoke to the press yesterday, saying she was glad Aaron is in a place where he can no longer do harm to anyone.
Lexington's downtown could be in for some improvements if the Lexington Downtown Enhancement Project is accepted on September 30th. City residents will have a chance to comment on the latest plan. It includes 25 ways to enhance the city. The study is the product of a committee, paid consultants, and public reaction. The proposal is online at the Lexington City site.
People in Buena Vista are having a tougher time getting rid of their garbage. Frank Diaz shows us why.
For 13 years, Buena Vista and Rockbridge County had an agreement that let city residents take their garbage to 3 collection sites in the county. But on August 1st, that agreement ended. The collection sites were located at U.S. Route 501 just south of Buena Vista, U.S. Route 60 near the Glenmorey Wayside, and right here outside the landfill gates. But the site on 501 is gone now. City residents are no longer allowed to use the Glenmorey site, and the landfill bins are now inside the gates. That means that city residents now have to drive into the landfill and have their garbage weighed. Some could also be paying a fee depending on the amount and type of trash they bring. County Administrator Spencer Suter says the old agreement had the city and county sharing the cost of keeping the sites and a new recycling center in Buena Vista, but the recycling center was never built. BV residents are still using the landfill, and Collection Center attendant Chris Fauber says most are okay with the changes.
Some people really like it, some people really don't like it. But I think overall the reaction is positive. I mean, it's inside, they have helped to get rid of their trash and so forth, and that means a lot for people.
But not everybody is happy. Roger Roberts owns South River Market not far from the landfill. Roberts didn't want to be interviewed on camera, but he says people are bothered by having to take their trash inside the landfill now. In his words, they have to bring their garbage in, get weighed, ask a bunch of questions, then wait again when they leave. They also close very early. Under the old agreement, Buena Vista residents were the only non-county residents who could use the bin sites. Now they can only use the landfill. The county sheriff's office will be checking the other sites. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Frank Diaz.
The landfill operates Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and is closed on Sundays.
A grand jury meets Monday to decide whether a Buena Vista man will face first-degree murder charges. In May, police arrested Michael J. O'Hare after his mother-in-law was found stabbed to death in her home. Police are holding him without bail at the Rockbridge Regional Jail. Entertainment nonprofits in Lexington and Rockbridge are struggling economically. The Rockbridge Rapids baseball team and the theater at Limekiln closed this summer. Both say lack of support is a factor. At the same time, many human service nonprofits, such as Community Table and Project Horizon, are thriving. Leaders of nonprofits say donors with limited extra cash usually give to service agencies first. A major attraction that brings jobs and tourists to Rockbridge County is in trouble. Supporters of the Virginia Horse Center say an injection of tax money could keep the center from closing. Rockbridge reporter Neil Haggerty has the story.
Hotels and restaurants. But Executive Director Catherine Truitt says the center is heading for trouble if it can't pay off an $11 million loan.
If the Virginia Horse Center were to close, I think it would be devastating, absolutely devastating, and I'm not sure that as many people in the community understand that.
The Horse Center borrowed the money from the federal government in 2007 when the state cut off its funding. Now, Truitt is asking county supervisors to help with its annual $600,000 payment on the loan. The Horse Center already receives money from the county tax on hotel rooms. Truitt would like an additional penny from that same tax. Supervisors Chair Ronnie Campbell says hotels and motels near the Horse Center are important to the local economy.
If you look at those businesses with the staff that they hire to operate, it has brought a lot of work into the area too.
Virginia Tech equestrian expert Celeste Chrisman says the Horse Center attracts riders from all over the nation.
I would hate to see that lost in the state of Virginia. We do have the finest facility in the country.
Just last weekend, the Horse Center hosted the Virginia State 4-H Championship Horse and Pony Show. Local riders say such shows are a great opportunity.
If it wasn't here, then we probably wouldn't even go to the state show because that would mean packing up and going somewhere else.
Truitt isn't sure what will happen to the Horse Center if the county won't increase the funding from the lodging tax, but she won't rule out the possibility of it closing. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Neil Haggerty.
Truitt said the current economy hasn't helped, but if it improves, she might go back to the state to help keep the Horse Center running.
Rain is on the horizon for Rockbridge. We'll have your weekend forecast next.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're good.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
It is finally feeling like fall this week in Rockbridge. How's the weather looking for this weekend, Kenzie?
That's right, we've had some lovely fall weather these past couple of days, but that may change in the coming weekend. Let's take a look at the current temperatures. Right now it's 74 degrees in Lexington, a considerable amount lower than the record set in 1978. We had some clouds this morning, but those gave way to sunshine that produced a lovely afternoon. Let's take a look at the current temperatures in our area. Both north in Stanton and south in Roanoke, Western Virginians are experiencing temperatures in the 70s, starting to feel a little bit like fall. That's going to change though, as we'll be experiencing some rain in the coming days. Let's move on to the radar. As you can see, there is a small system moving in toward the west that may produce a slight drizzle tonight, but you won't need that umbrella for too long Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Now, tomorrow we'll have temperatures similar to today, but you may want to bring the umbrella because we do have a 20% chance of rain. It's a good thing the Generals are playing in Kentucky this weekend though, because we have an 80% chance of rain on Sunday. You won't need the umbrella and the rain boots for too long though, because moving into next week, we'll have those temperatures in the 70s again, back to early fall. Thank you.
Thanks, Kenzie. Hopefully we can avoid some of that rain. The Maury Express had more riders than ever in 2013, but the local bus service wasn't without its problems. Now a third bus should mean more convenience and fewer delays. Margaret Volsky reports.
Riders of the Maury Express should have fewer problems running their daily errands soon. The service has added a new bus that should alleviate delays caused by breakdowns.
That's like if this bus breaks down, we got a bus to replace it with on the spot.
Before the addition of the new bus, a broken down Maury Express could mean drivers had to cover the Buena Vista and Lexington routes consecutively.
So we have to do a butterfly. Bus will have to go to Buena Vista and then do Lexington, then Buena Vista. And that's how we had to do it until we got the other bus back.
Nathan Sanford is the regional transit manager for the Maury Express. He says the new bus means more convenience for riders.
In the past, whenever we've had to do maintenance or had an accident or had a breakdown, we've had to bring up a bus from Roanoke. If something happens now, we'll be able to swap it out with the bus locally, so there should be less downtime.
Southern Virginia University graduate and Buena Vista resident Cameron Williams took his first ride on Wednesday morning for a job interview.
A friend told me about the Maury Express. I'm very new to it. Today was my first time riding. It was a great experience because I got to where I needed to be.
Riders with disabilities can apply to be picked up at their homes. Buses also have wheelchair lifts and safety locks.
You can find the Maury Express bus schedule and other information at radartransit.org.
Next on the Rockbridge Report, a look ahead for our local high school and football teams on the gridiron.
So what you want to do is, have you already enrolled? You're doing fine.
What did that just do?
Select the drop-down menu again. Continue to site. You're already enrolled. Example here, so don't panic. You're ready to make your payment. Submit. There it is.
Oh my God! I really can't believe it. That's awesome.
Good for you.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
College football is well underway around the country.
College football is well underway around the country. Are there any big games for us here in Rockbridge this weekend?
Well, Sarah, WNL, SVU, and BMI all play Saturday, but they're all on the road. Washington and Lee travels to Center College after sitting out last weekend with the bye. Southern Virginia takes its vaunted running game on the road to take on the Virginia University of Lynchburg Dragons. And finally, the VMI Keydets take on the University of Virginia Cavaliers in possibly the biggest game of the weekend. UVA looks to bounce back after being crushed 59-10 last weekend in Charlottesville.
Thanks, TJ. That's a lot of traveling for Rockbridge County teams.
Thanks for tuning into the Rockbridge Report.
We'll see you next Thursday.